Now at 10, Missouri Southern announces a major donation made to its Lions Forward campaign. Plus, Carthage Junior High is named a state winner in a school competition, and the KOAM Nation releases a book about the tribe's history.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A warning for high school students currently looking for scholarships to help continue their studies. The Better Business Bureau says those opportunities are also an opportunity for scammers. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Yana Hautala learned more about the scam.
While applying for scholarships, Pamela Hernandez of the Better Business Bureau reminds students to look for red flags, such as application or processing fees.
Students being told in an unsolicited email that they've won a grant or a scholarship that they've never applied for, or they're offered a grant or scholarship that is quote unquote guaranteed.
Hernandez says the best place to look and get assistance with scholarships is at school. Becca Diskin at Missouri Southern State University's Financial Aid Office says if something seems too good to be true, it probably isn't.
Most of the time we can pretty much tell because those agencies are soliciting us too. We're getting emails from them saying, hey, post this scholarship for us, and we look into it and it's not really a scholarship company at all.
The Financial Aid Office at MSSU doesn't only assist with scholarships from the school, but they also have an outside scholarship resource page.
We have a whole host of scholarships from the outside community where we know students have been successful bringing scholarship funds to Southern.
Hernandez recommends students applying online to always verify the organization independently.
Not only just scholarship scams, but student loan forgiveness scams, because there's a lot of confusion around what's going right now with student loans. So that's just something additional we're starting to see.
In Joplin, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
Hernandez says scholarship scammers not only get access to bank account information, they can also use information from applications with personal identifying information, which can be used for identity theft. Missouri Southern's Lions Forward campaign today received a major charitable gift. Dr. Bob and Dot Wilcoxon are donating $1 million. The money is going toward the goal of $31.5 million to build a new health and science innovation center.
To be able to take what they're learning in the classroom, to be hands-on and having that experience so that when they do eventually go to medical school, they have a leg up on some other students.
The new facility will include a simulation hospital, an expanded cadaver lab, and other labs specific to different areas of study. Carthage Junior High School was named a Samsung Solve for Tomorrow state winner. Solve for Tomorrow is a national competition that challenges the country's public school students in grades 6 through 12. Students are asked to explore how the role of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics can play a role in solving some of the biggest issues in their local communities. The school received a $12,000 prize package. This is Women's History Month. Historic Murfreesboro Preservation, Inc. has celebrated the month in the past by honoring the life and work of women connected to the historic Murfreesboro district. This year, they're changing things up a bit. They went outside of the district to honor women in the Wilson Hutton neighborhood. This month's honorees are Dora Neeland and Mary Kirk Kelly. A better way to learn about history than through a book. The KOAM Nation partnered with NWA Media to release a publication based on their history, and the launch party was today. The history outlined in the book ends with the nation's 150th powwow, which took place last year. The English translation of the title is The Way We See It.
Community celebration of our traditional Indian heritage, and it's an opportunity for all of us to be together. 150 years ago was the first one, and it was actually a picnic. And it's because we were celebrating the payment of an annuity that had been held up based on broken treaty rights. So it was an opportunity for people to get together and be together.
The book highlights Quapaw history and culture from the tribe's perspective. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
Well, it was a chilly, kind of dreary Friday. We did get a little bit of sunshine late in the day, which was always nice to see, but temperatures cold. 47 started At 34, we should be topping out near 60 for this time of the year. We do have some mid and upper level clouds, which are kind of streaming through, but these are really going to thicken up. Here's our next storm system. This will start to affect us by the time we head into the morning hours with scattered showers across the region. Outside right now, upper 30s northern counties, lower 40s southern counties. We're at our overnight low. Our winds are going to kind of crank around toward the southeast, and that's going to actually help our temperatures rise into the mid 40s by morning. We'll start to see some showers, which are going to be developing. Showers and thunderstorms Saturday, a lot of clouds on Sunday, hard freezes early next week. We're going to talk about it all here in just a bit.
See you soon. A Southeast Kansas woman pleads no contest in the 2018 shooting death of a Cherryvale man. Court documents show Julie Fagerstrom lived with the victim, Richard Schultes, when the shooting happened in November of 2018. Prosecutors initially charged her with second-degree murder. The plea deal reduces that charge to voluntary manslaughter. By pleading no contest, Fagerstrom accepts the conviction but does not admit guilt. Sentencing is set for May. Coming up, authorities in Mexico have made more arrests in the kidnappings of 4 Americans. Plus, police in Germany identified the gunman who killed 7 people at a Jehovah's Witness hall. Authorities in Mexico have arrested 5 additional suspects in connection with the kidnappings of 4 Americans in Matamoros. It comes after the Gulf Cartel apparently issued a letter apologizing for the crime, which left 2 of the victims dead and 1 shot in the leg 3 times. The letter is believed to be authentic. The cartel said it would hand over to authorities 5 of its members who were involved in the kidnapping and murders. No word yet on whether the 5 arrested are actually related to the cartel. The U.S. military service academies have set a grim record. Reported sexual assaults and harassments are at their highest level since record keeping started in 2006. Sexual assaults rose 18% and harassment incidents are up 13% among women, 4% among men. Most of the assaults happened at on-campus social events and were perpetrated by fellow students. The cybersecurity breach of DC HealthLink, the congressional member's health insurance service, is much more extensive than previously reported. The compromised data is said to include sensitive information like social security numbers, home addresses, and details on Capitol Hill employees' health insurance plans. House and Senate staff members have been encouraged to freeze their family credit to guard against fraud and identity theft. Authorities say a gunman killed 6 people in a rampage at a Jehovah's Witness center in Hamburg, Germany. That's Germany's 2nd largest city. As police work to determine a motive, they say the suspected shooter took his own life during the attack. Tina Kraus reports.
Forensic investigators collected evidence at the scene the morning after a gunman opened fire at his former Jehovah's Witnesses congregation in Hamburg. Authorities are still searching for a motive in the attack that left 6 people dead before the gunman apparently took his own life. A woman who was 28 weeks pregnant lost the baby she was carrying. She was among 8 wounded in the rampage that shocked Germany, where mass shootings are rare. Officers reached the prayer hall as the attack was unfolding. This man, who took video of the scene with his phone, says he heard at least 24 gunshots before a long pause and then one more. A Hamburg police unit specially trained to deal with rampages and terror attacks was among the first on the scene, and officials say it likely prevented more casualties. Authorities say the suspected gunman was a 35-year-old German national identified only as Philip F., in accordance with rules for naming suspects. Police said he had left the congregation voluntarily, but apparently not on good terms about a year and a half ago. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Police said there was no indication of a terrorist motive in the attack. They say the suspected gunman had a weapons license and legally owned a semi-automatic pistol. A little bit later, Kansas City International Airport announces a new service coming later this year.
Plus, we got more rain chances in the forecast for the weekend. I'm going to give you those details coming up next. Well, it turned out to be kind of a gloomy day for us today. Temperatures chilly, only into the upper 40s. We have mostly cloudy skies most of the day, a little bit of sunshine during the evening hours. Parking lot full. Indigo Sky Casino and Resorts Friday. Heading into the weekend. Not the best weather-wise this weekend, but it's always nice to head into the weekend. All right, mid to upper 30s, northern counties, lower 40s, southern counties. We're at our overnight low. Winds are switching to the southeast, so we'll actually rise a bit as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. Let's go to 7th and Rangeline, sitting at 41, easterly winds at about 10, humidity at 70%. We do have a lot of clouds increasing across the region. These are going to continue to increase tonight due to our next storm system, which is building out west. You can see the thicker deck of clouds out across central and western parts of Kansas, and we're waiting for this storm system out across the Rockies. This is going to affect us as we go into really tomorrow, a good chunk of the day. All right, so let's break down the weekend for you. By morning, scattered showers on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Very light. They intensify a little bit as they push east. So a few embedded little thunder showers. So here's 9:30 in the morning, most of the rain on the Missouri side. As we head toward the noon hour, a little bit drier, mostly cloudy skies, but still some patchy little showers. Once we go through the afternoon, the back side of this system rotates in. We could see a few random thunderstorms with it. I think anything severe will stay to our south. Most of the rain is going to be out of here by 8 or 9 p.m. tomorrow. We're not going to get a lot of rain, but just kind of a nuisance. We drop back mid-30s by Sunday morning. We'll start the day with clouds. Sunday afternoon, at least we'll get some sunshine, and we'll get into lower 50s for highs. But check this out. As we go into Monday morning, we're all the way down into the mid-20s. So a pretty hard freeze across the region. All right, rain chances. They spike up in the morning, trail off a little bit through the day, and then spike up again with that back band late in the afternoon. I don't think we're going to see a lot of rain. I think most of us, maybe 1/10 of an inch, maybe upwards to 1/4 of an inch, a little bit heavier on the Missouri side, but we're not going to get any heavy amounts of rain with this storm system rotating through. Temperatures pretty consistent. We should get eventually into lower 50s tomorrow afternoon. We are going to have the showers. We're going to have the scattered thunderstorms. 52 on Sunday. It's going to be windy both days, but our daytime high is a little chilly for this time of the year. We should be pushing 60 degrees. All right, as we go into next week, we do warm back up. We get into the 60s on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have our next system drop in. We're going to be in the 60s. Very strong cold front's going to pass through. Showers, thunderstorms, and then we could end with a little bit of snow Thursday night into Friday morning. So we'll be focusing on that most of next week. All right, 53 tomorrow. Don't forget your clocks bounce forward an hour. You lose an hour of sleep, but the sun's not going to set on Sunday until 7:22. So it won't even be pitch dark until about 8 o'clock, which is going to be really nice. 47 Monday, a few showers on Tuesday, and then that bigger system and cooling back down again late next week.
I love that extra hour of evening daylight.
I do too.
A new service is coming to Kansas City International Airport. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas announced Southwest Airlines will launch a new international nonstop service at the airport. Southwest is adding flights to Montego Bay, Jamaica, and San Jose de Cabo, Mexico. The service will begin October 7th this year and will be offered on Saturdays. Still ahead, the Galena boys aim to stay undefeated and move on to the 3A state championship game. And Missouri Southern baseball opens a 3-game series against one of the best teams in the nation. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
Both the Pittsburgh State Gorillas and Missouri Southern Lions are in action today in the first round of the Division II National Tournament. Now, the Lions are up first, facing the Augustana Vikings to open the Central Regional in Duluth, Minnesota. The Missouri Southern is the 3 seed in the region. The Vikings are the 6 seed. Well, Lions down 2 late in the first. Haley Grant scoops up the bad pass, goes coast to coast. Easy lay in this game, tied at 18 after 1. Second quarter, Amaya Johns gets into the lane and scores 17 points, 11 rebounds for Johns. But the Lions still down 3 at halftime. They were actually down by as much as 12 in the fourth. But here they come, down 2, Lacey Stokes and the foul. She makes the freebie to put Southern up 1. Stokes 28 points tonight. Now Vikings go to the other end and score, but then Caitlin Honeycutt at the line for Southern with 5 seconds left. hits both free throws to put the Lions back in front by 1. Then it's Lane Skiles making a play on defense on the other end, intercepts the pass, time expires. And that's it. Missouri Southern rallies to beat Augustana 75-74. They are headed to round 2 of the national tournament. After that one, Pittsburg State faces MIAA rival Nebraska Kearney in Duluth. This one is the Grace Pyle game. Pyle from way downtown for 3. Gorillas take their first lead. Moments later, top of the key, little jab step for Pyle, pull up, drains another 3. And no kidding, still in the first. Check out the range from Grace Pyle. Deep 3 for the sophomore, then final minutes of the first. Pyle steals and goes the other way. 16 points in the first quarter alone for Grace Pyle. She finishes with 30. Now Kearney really wasn't in the game after that. Corinna Gerber works and scores in the lane. 15 points, 9 boards for Gerber. Pitt State hammers Nebraska Kearney 74-54 to move on to round 2. So check it out. That means it's going to be Pittsburg State against Missouri Southern tomorrow night in the regional semifinals. The winner of this one moves on to the Sweet 16. And this is the 4th meeting of the season between the two rivals. Pittsburg State has won 2 of the first 3. We have 2 local teams still alive for Kansas high school basketball state championships. On the boys' side, the Galena Bulldogs are in the 3A semifinals after beating Wellsville last night in the first round. Now, Galena faces Marysville tonight for a spot in the state title game. Early on, Tyler Little's slick move finishes off the glass. Galena goes up 2 until the 4th. 3 drops for Marysville's Rhett Williams. They go up 8, but Galena sticks around. Malachi Wesley cuts that lead down to just 1 there. It's 36-36. Tyler Little back to work, fadeaway good. Game tied with under a minute to go. And Marysville milks the clock. Final chance here. Lauer's attempt rims out. We go to overtime. Now, Galena down 45-42 at the line. Intentional miss. They get the rebound. They got a chance in the final seconds to tie it up, but it is blocked by Marysville. And that's the end of the ball game. Tough one for Galena today. They fall in the state semifinals 45-42 in overtime. In the girls' 2A bracket, the Colgan Panthers trying to get back to the state title game. They face Riverside in the semifinals tonight. There's another overtime game, exact same score as Galena. Panthers see their undefeated season end in the state semifinals 45-42. The Pittsburg State Gorillas open a 3-game series with Northwest Missouri State this afternoon. Now, this series was supposed to be in Maryville, but because of the weather, they're playing in Pittsburgh this weekend. So while they're on their home field, technically the Gorillas actually the visitors on the scoreboard today. Zach Shoemaker on the mound for Pitt State. It's the swing and the miss in the first. Second inning, same thing. Shoemaker goes 6 innings today. Allows just 2 runs, strikes out 7. Offense gets going in the third. Joe Hamilton finds turf out there in right. Hamilton in for the double. He would get to third and score moments later on a bad pickoff throw. And then runner on for Nixon Brannon. Hard drive to right, burns the right fielder out there. Austin Workins scores. Gorillas get 4 in the third. They go on to beat Northwest today 7-3. Missouri Southern baseball also in action tonight, opening a series against 5th-ranked Central Oklahoma. First inning, Southern straight to work. Henry Kuziak all the way to the fence in right. Nate Miskowski scores. Triple for Kuziak. It's 1-0 Lions. Now in the 5th, it's now 3-0 Southern. Miskowski adds to it. Big swing to left. Just clears the fence out there for the solo homer. That makes it 4-0 Lions. Cole Woods on the mound for Southern. He was the story of the night. Woods actually takes a no-hitter into the 9th inning. Now, he did give up a hit in the 9th, but he strikes out 9 and allows just that 1 hit in 8 complete innings. Southern takes the series opener over Central Oklahoma tonight, 5-4. So how about that? Big win for Southern baseball, and also Pitt State and Missouri Southern meet tomorrow for a spot in the Sweet 16. Busy few days.
It's great to see them playing each other. It's a shame that one of them's going to have to be eliminated tomorrow. We'll be right back. They have burgers, onion rings, a steak dinner, and a brisket sandwich with a side. Students at a middle school in Edgefield, South Carolina are turning an everyday product into artwork. The art teacher says it's the first time their students are using this medium. Will Folk takes a look.
That's some tasty looking toilet paper.
It was like the first time that I've ever played with
toilet paper.
7th grader Jamarius Hardy didn't know what to think about this assignment.
At first, it was really shocking, like, how are we gonna turn something this amazing into like more amazing?
So toilet paper by itself is amazing, is what you're saying?
I guess. It's a useful product.
A 3D look versus our flat look.
His art teacher found another use for it after seeing a post from someone on social media.
I then kind of stole her idea and then branched out a little bit more with it and decided that this could work for us.
She challenged her students to turn toilet paper into food.
She showed us some techniques and we just kind of went with it.
To do it, you damp the toilet paper, shape it, then let it dry before you add the final touches.
It was a process, but it came out really good and it was really fun.
To see what you can really do with toilet paper is cool.
And in the end, every student was extremely proud of their project, and that's, makes my heart warm.
At Jet Middle School, these students now know how to make the most appetizing toilet paper you've ever seen.
I kind of want to try doing that.
Well, maybe we can have a little KOAM class.
Maybe
Let's
so.
do it. All right, a little damp for us tomorrow. We're going to have some scattered showers across the region, maybe a random thunderstorm. Sunday, the drier of the 2 days, but a chilly weekend.
Final sports notes.
We got a couple national champions between Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern. L.J. Kiner for Pittsburgh State won the long jump national championship. Peyton Barton for Missouri Southern, men's weight throw national champion. More to come tomorrow.
Don't forget, set your clocks forward 1 hour tomorrow night, and let's make it a great weekend.